is used in that building. So it gives students a more like a feeling of having been there and seeing it firsthand. So it's quite a useful tool as well. So when they see this, they see a 3D view, not a 3D view, a virtual reality tour of the Grand Mosque. Okay. Another very useful activity, I'll just do one or two more, is the video feature. So for the video feature, all you do is you find the video that you want them to watch on YouTube or wherever, and then you just put in the URL here and you save the URL. So you don't have to download, you don't have to save anything to your computer. It's all concise in one tool. Okay, and you can link it to Sway. And then one more is, this is for math and science, the simulation activity, where they can do simulation activities to learn more about when learning practical tasks. It's very useful for math and science and CDI as well. Okay, so in order to do this, so basically just link your Nearpod to Google Slides, and you can plan your lesson on Google Slides. Once you've finished creating your lessons, you will say save and go to Nearpod. Okay, when you do that, your lesson will be saved on Nearpod. Then, in order to share your lesson with your student, there's two ways in which you can do the lesson. The first way is a live lesson. The live lesson is the same way in which I did the lesson at the beginning of the session, where when I click the slide, the student is able to move to the next session. So when you, as a teacher, click on live lesson, you will be given a code. Okay, so what I usually do is, you can tell your students to download the app on their tablets or their computers or their phones, and when they want to use it, they can go onto Nearpod and they can just put in the password. However, what I find very useful is to do the link instead. So you click on the link and you copy it, and when I go onto Teams, I paste the link onto the chat bar. When the student clicks on the link, the student is able to join the lesson immediately. They don't have to put in any code. They don't have to do any additional things. They just go straight into the lesson. The only thing that they have to do is type in their name, so that you know that that student has been in that lesson and is in that lesson and is doing the lesson. So that's one option. The other option is to do it through a student-paced lesson. So when you do a student-paced lesson, this is the same thing. The only difference is the student will do the lesson at their own pace, on their own, in their own time. But you as the teacher is still able to get their data, to get their feedback, and if you want to, you can even watch them do the activities, even though they are not doing it all together. So for me personally, I find live lessons to be more interactive and more useful for online teaching. However, when I want to do like self-learning, or I want to do student-paced learning, or I'm unable to cover certain things in the lesson, then I will give them the student-paced code, and then they would do the lesson by themselves. Okay. And that's about it. It's basically a very, like I learned about Nearpod by playing around. I had to play around and get a feel for the website and see which are the features that work for me and which ones don't work for me. I can tell you that the add-ons, the activities, the Nearpod activities that I find most useful, I really enjoy using the matching activities. There's also a collaborative feature which is this one, where students get to write comments and post it. And as a teacher, you are able to see all the students. They are also able to see all the posts together at the same time. So so it allows for individual work where they do individual activities, starters, and activities like that. And then it also allows for them to do group activities, collaborative activities, and also to work independently, where it takes them directly to websites like LMS, where they can do the LMS activities, where they can do forms and all of those. So overall, I find like when I use Nearpod, I don't have to use any other websites. I use the other websites, but they're incorporated in my Nearpod lesson. When I'm doing my lesson, when I'm planning for my lesson, I can go and I can add web content. And when I add web content, I can add a Padlet activity. I can add live worksheets. I can add word wall activities, and all of them is in one platform for my students to do at the same time without moving out. Okay. So that's the end, or that's basically how Nearpod works. Is there anybody who has any questions? Is there anything that you'd like me to clarify?
Excuse me, the student should have the account at the Nearpod or no? Only the link?
No.
Only the note, it's okay.
Yes, they don't need an account. They just need the link.
Okay, thanks.
Okay.
Thank you, Miss Nolan. This is Miss Iman, the lead principal here.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for this great workshop. And I noticed that myself when I attend your class, that it was really very useful and practical for students. So that's why I talked to Miss Aisha to hold this workshop. So thank you very much for that. Thank you. شكرا جزيلا للحضور، يعني شكرا لحضوركم واهتمامكم جميعا، ويعني أتمنى تكونوا استفدتوا. I hope everybody like or will try to use that tool because I think it's easy and as I said practical for students and the teacher also.
It's compact. Everything's in one. You don't have to go all over the place. And the students like it because they are able to just stay in one place and everything is readily available for them. They don't have to maneuver through many websites.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Thank you. شكرا للجميع على حضوركم. شكرا.
All right. Yes?
Really, I just want to say that it was an amazing workshop and thank you so much for that. It's me, Naifa. But one of the benefits of the Nearpod is that you can share the lessons with other teachers by sending them the lessons.
Yes. Okay. You can work collaboratively, and also this is a good point, Naifa. One of the very important things about using Google Slides is if you're working with a team of teachers, when you're using Google Slides, you can all work on the lesson together and save the lesson on your Nearpods together and use those lessons. So it's a very good collaborative tool for teachers as well. All right. So if there's no more questions, I'd like to thank everybody for attending this workshop today. I hope that you've learned something about Nearpod, and I hope that you will try to use it in your classes. And if you ever have any questions and need any assistance using it or any clarification, please don't hesitate to contact me.
سامعة بابا بنادي يا حياة. روحي مش لازم حياة يعني روحي ساعدني.
Okay, so what I will do is I will save this presentation here, this one, on Nearpod, so you can have a look at it. It has a link to the Nearpod website. It also has a few activities that you can look at, and it also has my information in case you want to contact me to and to learn more about Nearpod. I'd like to thank you all for attending today, and hopefully you've learned something new.
Thank you very much.
you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Nani.